Hello and welcome. If you're new to this channel, we are starting a series called the CJOY because I truly believe that if you are going to be using topical skincare, you also need to come from a point of joy and happiness internally, because topical skincare works best if you are healing from the inside out always. Having been through massive stress and suffered through with bad skin and bad hair, I can tell you one thing, that if topical skin did all the job that is required to cure your skin and hair, nobody in the world would have had skin issues or hair issues. So along with working on a skin and hair topically, it's equally important to work from the inside out. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how do you create joy. Creating joy is an exercise that you and I can take to actually make our world, let's start with a day, make our day more meaningful and practice more joy. It can actually be done as a technical thing. And here is how. The first thing to do is to understand that we are the only people responsible for creating joy in our life. Nobody else can hand over joy to us and say, here, be joyful. It is our job. It's an inside job that we have to do to rewire ourselves to be in a more joyful place. How do you do that? Spend more time in nature, spend more time with people who love you, people who support you. So the first thing to do is to stay in the lane and practice positivity and practice goodness, the most important thing. The second thing is to nurture your heart. Now, our heart stores memories and stores experiences. Our heart is as powerful as our brain is. In fact, scientifically, it's now proven that heart can hold memories. And this was demonstrated by an old grandmother who went through a heart transplant. After the transplant, she started loving chicken nuggets, biking, and Coke. She was 75 years old and she'd never eaten any of these. Then they realized that the heart that came to her came from an 18-year-old who was a biker, died in a bike accident, loved chicken nuggets, and used to love Coke. How powerful is that? So nurture your heart. Keep your heart in the positive. Give it good love. Take care of it. Stay kind. It's so easy to be rude. It's so easy to leave a rude comment, to say something rude to someone, to hurt someone else. But I truly believe that when you're hurting inside, you want to hurt the world. And when you see that in yourself, start practicing healing yourself first, right? Because when we are in the positive, we can only give love to someone else. And when you're really happy, you will not go back and start screaming at someone like that. You won't. You're more forgiving when we are happy. We are more happier or easier to get along with when we are happier. So it is a practice to keep yourself there, and we need to do that. So nurturing a heart is so incredibly important because it's the seat of wisdom, of inspiration, of kindness. Be good to it. Let's begin by being good to it. The next thing we can do is to guard ourselves against stress. For that, it's most important to understand what is giving us stress. Is it a bad relationship giving us stress? It is a bad boss? It's a bad working condition? We have to actively work and change it. Nobody else is going to change it for us, right? Either we have to change the way we interact with this source of stress, or we have to change our environment. The thing with stress is that when we are in it, we will not feel it physically, we may only feel it mentally. But 18 months down the line, 20 months down the line, it starts manifesting physically in us. When I went through my darkest period of life, I went through it like a bulldozer. I thought nothing could shake me. I was so strong. But bam, 20 months later, everything started going wrong. My skin went, my hair fall started, my PCOD was at its worst. In fact, I don't even recognize some of the pictures I have from that time, right? So we need to protect ourselves from stress, and it's our job to do it. How can you do it? Identify what's causing us stress, and second, make a plan of how can we distance ourselves from this source, person, or environment. The last thing we can do to create joy is to give out love to the world. And how do you do that? Let's stop being judgmental. That thing is God's way of saying this is the most important thing for us to follow. First, begin with yourself. Stop judging yourself. You are good. You are enough. And when you stop judging yourself, you will see your relationship with yourself change. We are never taught how to create a relationship with ourselves. We are never taught be kind to yourselves, be loving to yourself. We are always taught that to be for others. But अगर हम खुद ही के साथ we are so rude and mean, we are so critical of ourselves, how do we expect to be better to other people? everything is here internally, within ourselves and within our heart. Judgment never comes from a place of positivity, and so never comes from a place of joy. When we judge other people, we actually start a chain reaction of negativity. I know a lot of you have been writing to me from my previous video, and I'm so happy to receive that. Be lovely to hear your experience in the comment section so more people can learn from it, and plus we are able to create more and more videos around this. I look forward to connecting with you in the comment section.